doesn't fit into my box of logic. By then I've started thinking I'm smart, that's the biggest problem. Because you're successful, everybody's clapping their hands, and you started thinking you're smart. From the age of 4 you knew you know nothing. But slowly I've started thinking I'm becoming smart because everybody's clapping their hands. So suddenly it destroyed everything. The man that was there, the young man who was cocky, confident, doing the right thing, successful, that guy just melted away like that in few days completely. Gone. Just gone. That man just went away. To a point where my body changed. My gait changed. I didn't try to change my style of walking. My gait changed. My voice changed. My voice had broken when I was just 13. But my voice changed. The shape of my eyes changed. And people started seeing, what's happening to you? I'm just blissed out for no reason. What can I do? Then I started experimenting. What is it? Then I realized all that I have to do is if I can sit here and keep a little distance between my psychological activity and me, my physiological activity and me. See, right now you're sitting here. Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you.
If you close your eyes, can you see me?
No.
But are you there?
I'm here.
If you close your eyes, are you still there?
Yes.
So right now, are you looking at me or is your eyes looking at me?
Yes.
Which one?
I'm looking at you.
You are looking at me through the window of your eyes, isn't it? If you close the window, you don't see me. If you open the window, you see me. But you are there beyond this body, isn't it? For the first time, I realized I'm there. I'm there inside and outside, just like this. What I call as my physical self, I thought, by then my weight has remained the same since I was 19 years of age to today. I have the same weight. It's just that those days, most of my weight was here because due to continuous pressure of gravity, slowly it's moved a little down. Too much gravity,
Yeah, I have the same problem.
Huh? I figured out if I keep a little distance from my psychological process and my physiological process, within moments I experience a wave of bliss. I repeatedly experimented in so many ways and I knew this is all it is. If a little space arises between your psychological process and your physiological process and yourself, little space, then it's just blissed out. Now that was my experience. Today in the major laboratories, in some of the top universities in the country and in the world, now they have studied this and now they are saying, people who do the simple practice that I teach them, very simple 21-minute process, with that, they are saying the bliss factor is up by 70%.
Wow.
BDNF, the brain-derived neurotropic factors, are up 3 times, 270% up. And they are saying the bliss factor is such that it's 23% higher than what normally happens in a sexual orgasm, simply sitting here. So when I realized this, all these studies and these numbers are by studying people who have done the practice for 6 weeks, 8 weeks like this. They didn't study me. So when I saw that you can be completely blissed out without any reason, my first thought was, who wouldn't want it? I couldn't think of one guy who will not want it. Who wouldn't want it? Simply sitting here, you can be blissed out absolutely, because bliss is not a goal by itself. Only if your body and mind are in utter sense of pleasantness, your genius unfolds. Your physical body and mind works at its best only when they are in a pleasant states of experience. There is substantial scientific and medical evidence for this. At that time when I realized this, I thought, this is very simple. Why won't everybody in the world want to be blissful? Then I sat down, I was 25. I sat down with the world map and made a plan. In 2.5 years' time, on that day the world's population was some 4.82 or something like that. In 2.5 years' time, I will make the entire world blissful. 44 years. 7 days of the week, 365 days, I'm on, 16 to 18 hours a day. Today people say we've touched over 2 billion people. That's not my idea of the world, because that bloody population is multiplying. It's 8.4 billion people. So I will die a failure, this is for certain. But I am a blissful failure. This is my blessing for everybody. You must die a blissful failure. You set up small goals like this, like childish goals, and say, I did it. This is stupid. For human intelligence, you can think of something that'll take 10 lifetimes to do. If you take 2 steps today, maybe the next generation will take another 2 steps.
That's a great point.
So, this is very simple. See, this is what I call miracle of mind. Mind is the greatest miracle we have, but most people have turned it into a misery manufacturing machine. They give it so many reasons. Don't find excuses. If you're willing, you can turn this into a miracle. Every human being, without exception. Some might have come with more conducive atmospheres, some might have come with little more difficult atmospheres. So some may need little work, some may need little more work, but everybody can do it.
We're back from the break and we were talking about blissfulness of the mind, correct? And
about the blissful failure that I am.
the blissful failure that you are.
So let me read you one poem, just to
Okay.
break the monotony of the talk. This was written for the trees in Tennessee. You know, we have a property which is wild and beautiful,
In McMinnville.
close to McMinnville.
I almost moved there.
It's really,
I did.
it's over 20,000 acres, and we are trying to build a place where people can come and make use of it beyond religion, beyond belief systems, beyond political party nonsense. Just as human beings, they can come, learn something and go, which is good for their well-being. Not against anybody in the universe, just for their well-being. My well-being should not be against your well-being, isn't it? That's the most fundamental thing. This is how nature is made, this is how creation is made. Trees breathe, we breathe what they don't want. They breathe in what we don't want. We throw out carbon dioxide, they want it. They throw out oxygen, we want it. Isn't this a fantastic arrangement?
Yes.
Everything in creation is like this. But we human beings think that my well-being means you must suffer somehow. Not necessary, there is a way to live. So fundamentally, it's part of the conscious planet movement that people live more consciously, understand life as is, not the way we make it up in our head. So this is dedicated to the trees in Tennessee. O blessed beings, your green raiment, source of our breath and being, your stoic stance mistaken for lifeless existence. Your immense presence could escape human sense. This lack of cognizance could mean a disastrous consequence. But for now, you and me in this intimate embrace, the joy of sharing each other's breath is beyond the joy of having a breathless wench. I can only nourish you with tears of gratitude. When I come back in winter, you will stand naked and grey, giving a taste of what the world would be without you being gay. You a permanent resident, me a wandering vagabond. But can I ever break my breath bond? Wait till I am done with my deeds. I will lie at your roots to nourish you with my body's juice, to become the sap of your sap, to put back all that is hers into her lap. Till then, you and me in this romantic romp, lest someone should notice, let us carry it on without any pomp. I must tell you this. After I finished my business stuff and education was over and business stuff, and then I started teaching. For almost 12, 15 years, I avoided teaching in my native town because I thought I should keep it as it is, friends, family, stuff. Don't become a teacher in your town. But the word spread and people came to know and they said, you have to do something here. So I had to announce a 2-day program. It was at the foothills of that hill that I was talking about. I announced this program, a few thousand people turned up. And I look around, right from my kindergarten, school friends, teachers from my school, from my college, all sorts of people, friends and enemies and everybody turned up. So then I did the program. At the end of the program, my English teacher, she came and hugged me and she said, now I understand why you did not let me teach Robert Frost. I said, ma'am, why would I not let you teach Robert Frost? I like Frost. I went to his place in California and I even have a voice recording of his. Why would I not let you teach Robert Frost? Why are you saying this? She said, do you remember? And she went back. What happened was, till then we were learning only English poets. American poetry she introduced. And she said, Robert Frost, glowing terms, this and that. And then she started reading the poem and then she said, woods are lovely, dark and deep. I said, stop. A man who calls a living tree a wood, I will not listen to that guy. She said, no, Robert Frost is a great poet. I said, I don't care how great he is. A man who calls a living tree a wood, I will not listen to that guy. Then she changed and she thought of Edgar Allan Poe and Longfellow. So trees have been such a thing for me that when I was going to school, I had my bicycle, I had my lunchbox. I went up a tree, I just sat there whole day. The tree swaying like this, swaying like that, swaying like that. Just this thing just made me so crazy, happy and nice. I never came down. I ate my lunch there, stayed there. When it's time to go back home, I went back home. Today, we've planted over 138 million living trees as a part of a project.
Wow.
I'm saying living trees because, see, nobody plants a tree. We plant a small twig. It takes minimum 6 to 8 years before you call it a tree. So our trees are all geocoded. The Indian Space Research Organization provides this service free for us. It geocodes every tree. If any tree goes away, it tells us the growth of the tree is measured because there is subsidy for the farmer for the growth of the tree. So 138 million trees today are standing because my association with the trees has always been so strong because we breathe. And I started a whole movement based on this. The place where we are today in India, our center, there it's about 850 acres or something like that. Here it's over 20,000 acres. So when we came there at the foothills of the mountain, I have a weakness for the mountains, that's another big story. Without mountains, I can't live. So at the very foothills of the mountain, our backyard is 10,000 square miles of rainforest.
Wow.
If you walk a mile in many parts, you can't see the sky. You can't see the sky even if you walk a mile because the canopy is like this, full of wild animals and everything. When we came, this particular hill which is close to us was completely sheared off trees. Because there was an illegal furniture industry close by. We bought it out and closed it. We had to pay 3 times the price and buy it out and close down that furniture industry because these guys slowly over a period of time have completely sheared the mountain. Our temperatures were at least 3 to 4 degrees higher than the city temperatures close by. So I just came up with a simple idea how we can replace, because the land is still rich with lot of undergrowth. So I took about 4,500 volunteers up for about 3.5 days. I gave them 2 meals a day and 1 song to sing. And a unique way of planting seeds so that they'll all come up. Over 90% plus sprouted. Today if you go there, you will see all the trees are about 27, 28 years of age.
Wow.
And we planted over 6 point whatever number of million trees in a matter of 3.5 days. So I'm saying you don't have to give up your life. If you have the necessary commitment, everybody can do compensatory work in a very easy manner. And today our temperatures are minimum 4 degrees less than the city. You can feel it. At that time the mountain was radiating heat in summers. Today it's just cooled the whole place.
Wow.
So when I was in Tennessee, the Tennessee trees, fell in love with them, what to do?
I love that. I love that. Could we talk about karma?
Karma?
What is it?
See, the word karma literally means action. In the simplest connotation of the word, it means action. What does it mean by action? See, life is action. Whether you sit and laze around or you are in full of action, still there is action going on. As you sit here, there's physical action going on, isn't it?
Yes.
In this body. Mental action is going on. Emotional activity is going on. Energetic activity is going on. So 4 levels of karma everybody is doing in wakefulness and sleep. 4 levels of karma are always happening. As an example, since the time you woke up today morning till this moment, how much of these 4 karmas have you performed consciously?
I don't know.
You don't know, it's fine, but it's minuscule. Most of it is happening by itself. I would say for most human beings, it's less than 1%, way below 1%. Because everything that is happening is not in consciousness, it's just happening. Your breath is happening. How many moments since morning have you been conscious? If it stops, you'll be conscious. If it becomes difficult, you'll be conscious. But if it's working, you're not conscious, isn't it?
This is true.
So, when 99% of what you're doing is being done unconsciously, life will seem accidental. Suppose you drive from here to somewhere in Nashville, not far away. Just say 20 miles you drive. 99% of the time in this, you slept. You know where we should pick you up?
Okay.
So this is all that's happening. Karmic tragedy is happening because all the karma is happening unconsciously. If you bring 2 to 5% into your consciousness, people will think you're a Superman. Because suddenly you look like that. So karma means action. Whose action? My action. So right now, the way I'm running my thought, the way I'm running my emotion, my energy and my body determines the quality of my experience and life, isn't it?
Yes.
It may not determine the nature of the world. To some extent it does, but not 100%. Nobody can determine the situation 100%. Only to some extent we affect it. But what is happening within in the experience of this person or this human being is entirely caused by me. But if 99% is happening unconsciously, it looks like somebody is doing it to me. If you were driving and you slept, it looks like suddenly things happened. Nothing happened, you slept.
Because it's happening unconsciously.
Unconscious for a moment and things happened, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So most of the time we are unconscious, so things are happening in ways that we can't figure. So karma means action. Action should be conscious, but most of it is unconscious. So everything that we can bring into consciousness, if you bring, suddenly you will determine the nature of your experience. See, if you can think of what you want right now, is everything fine with you?
No.
If you can think of only the way you want, is everything fine with you?
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. If you can feel the way you want, is everything great with you?
Yes.
If your energy functions the way you want, is your life doing fantastic?
I believe so.
Only thing is, you can't make the world happen the way you want it. To some extent we can push it, but you can't make it happen totally your way. World will never happen your way 100%, ever. And I'm glad it is so, because if everything happened your way, where the hell do I go? Little bit your way, little bit my way, little bit somebody else's way, that's the nature of the world and it's fine. But this one should happen my way, isn't it?
I see what you're saying.
If this one happens my way, the quality of my life is determined. Like now, the world is making sure that I'm a failure. But because this one happens my way, I'm a blissful failure. If this one did not happen my way, failure means misery, isn't it? Because one thing that a man seeks is success in every action. The purpose of every action is success, isn't it? Whatever the nature of the action. Whether you are going out there to save your country or you're doing yoga or you're a thief, the purpose of every action is success, isn't it?
Yes.
So right now, my actions are a failure. I want 8.4 billion people, but I'm getting only 2. Failure. But what happens here, because I decide, I make sure this is a blissful failure. But normally, if things don't happen your way, you become miserable. This essentially means the external situations determine the nature of your experience. Or in other words, you do not know the distinction between what is psychological and what is existentially true. Your psychological situation is your drama. It's got nothing to do with reality. You can sit here and you think you're in Afghanistan. You can sit here and you can think you're in Timbuktu. You can sit here and you can think you're on top of Mount Everest. But you're sitting only here. Yes?
Yes.
In your mind, you can sit on top of Everest and feel cold also if you want. In yoga we say, is a classic example. If I take a piece of rope and throw it at you and say, snake, now everything that a snake would do to you will happen to you. Blood pressure will go up, your heart will palpitate, somebody may even have a heart attack and die. Everything will happen, but it's just a rope. Only thing is this, the rope cannot bite you, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the psychological reality and the existential realities are 2 different things. People have lost the distinction between the 2. They don't understand this is my drama, I need to direct it this my way. They're letting the world direct their psychology. Now, if you leave it to the world is crazy, it'll never happen your way. When I say crazy, I'm not saying it's wrong. All I'm saying is it'll never happen your way, isn't it? Even if you're just 2 people at home, 100% it'll never happen your way. 51% your way, you're the boss. You try more, nobody will be around you. Yes or no?
Yes. So do you believe that what you put into the world will come back to you? As if you pump good.
Oh, you're looking at it like
come
that.
back. If you pump bad, evil into the world.
See, if you
will
take a stone and throw it there, will it bounce back and hit your head?
No.
No. But you may trip on it if you're not careful. But if you throw it up, will it come and hit your head? Yes, most probably. This is true with everything, isn't it? If you put it there, it is not going to bounce back and hit you unless you try a golf ball. I heard you have a terror of the golf balls. If you throw a golf ball like this on a hard floor, it may come and hit back at you. But if you throw it up, right above your head, yes, it's going to land on your head. Depending on the strength of your throw, it may just put a small hole or it may go right through. So karma is just action. It will determine the nature of your experience. It will not determine everything in the world, but sometimes it does, depending on the type of action. But the most important thing is, karma is not determined. Karma is not a question of reward and punishment system. Nobody is sitting there and giving you rewards and punishments. It's just that the residual memory is there within you.
It will alter your reality.
See, right now, I did something very wonderful yesterday. Now that residual memory is there within me. Now, suppose you do something, see, you put something in this room which makes me sneeze, but I'm okay with you. But if I do something yesterday which is making me feel nasty. The residual memory is there in me. Slightest irritation, I will flare up.
How would you rid yourself of those memories?
You don't have to rid yourself. You just need to understand that they don't determine who you are. Your current karma is what determines who you are. It is trying to tell this, the people are bumbling into this thing, be in the moment. You understand? Essentially, yesterday's karma is there for everybody. Good, bad, ugly things we might have done knowingly or unknowingly. But right now, this moment's karma is in your hands, isn't it?
Yes.
How you think, how you feel, how you conduct yourself, is it in your hands?
Yes.
If you are conscious, if you get little excited, it may go out of your hand. It's happening to people all the time. Otherwise, why are people do things and they regret later? Because at that moment they are not conscious enough to determine what to do and what not to do. I am not only talking in terms of action, even what to think, what not to think, how to feel, how not to feel. Say, right now, if I say something abusive to you, immediately in your mind, maybe 10 times more abuse will come. Even you may not say it, but it came. The residual memory of that stays. But if you are determining the nature of your experience, it's like this. A yogi is going to conduct something with the people. On the way, the village people stopped and abused him in every possible way. He heard everything very attentively, not ignoring. Very consciously, attentively he heard. They went on. Then he said, see, 10 o'clock I have a meeting. I'll finish that. On the way I'll come back this way. You can tell me more when I come back. These people are those kind, they said 10 things, if he says one thing, they will beat him. But he says, I will finish my work and come back, you can tell me more things. What do you do with this man? Now he's like this not because he's a coward. He's like this because he's made up his mind that nobody hijacks his life. Nobody hijacks his experience of life. It's okay, you're saying what you know best. If you're abusing me, what are you talking? Are you talking about me? You're talking what best you know, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes.
If abuse is coming out of you, you're not talking about me. You're talking what is the best things you know. Unfortunately, if that's the best things you know, it's fine. This becomes my karma only if I react to it. If I react to it, now your abuse will determine my nature of experience. If I do not react to it, if I consciously look at it, he's saying all these 10 things, how much of it is true with me, how much is not, then I will respond to it consciously as I should. This is not pacifism. This is not about being pacifist. This is responding intelligently and consciously. This is not about reacting, because the moment I react to you, I have become your slave, isn't it? You determine the nature of my experience. Is that slavery or not?
It is.
Unfortunately, everybody's in that, isn't it?
I believe yes.
People can determine whether you are peaceful or not. People can determine whether you are happy or not. This is slavery. People ask me, Sadhguru, how is it so much activity you're doing, all kinds of projects, all kinds of stuff, political things, this, that, everything. How are you always like this? I said, I have never given anybody that freedom. They can make me happy or unhappy. They can make me peaceful or be in turmoil. I decide those things. So it's okay with me. Not that everybody is perfect around me, no. They do stupid things. Many things. When you are so widely active around the world, not everybody is doing perfect things with you. There are lots of idiotic things. But I don't let someone else decide what is my experience of life. Maybe the work may happen well if all of them go well, may not happen so well if all of them don't go well, but they will never decide my experience of life. I have taken charge of that. Every human being should take charge of that because, see, if you are feeling wonderful right now, You're feeling blissed out like me. Will you do something nasty to me?
No.
So joy is an insurance, isn't it? You are feeling nasty right now. Without any reason, you may do some nasty things to me, isn't it?
True.
Because human beings are only sharing their experience. If there is joy, they share joy. If there is misery, they share misery. If there is resentment, they share resentment. So the most important responsibility that you have is you keep this life pleasant and well. If pleasantness happens, then one more requirement comes. You want to be profound. In search of profoundness, people seek sexuality, bottles. No, what's in the bottle? They seek drink, whatever, alcohol, drugs, this, that. Somebody seeks God, somebody goes to the temple, somebody meditates, somebody will do yoga. All this why? In search of pleasantness and profoundness. Somebody says, all this will not work, I will go to heaven. Why? Because the advertisements have always said, heaven is a very pleasant place. Right from your childhood, if I told you, God lives in heaven, but it's a horrendous place, do you want to go there?
No.
You'll say, I'll pray from here only, let him be there. But they have advertised that it's a pleasant place. So all I'm saying is, whether you want to drink, or you want to drug, or you want to meditate, or you want to do yoga, or you want to go to heaven, essentially you are in search of pleasantness and profoundness. But human experience is caused from within. Is that a fact?
Yes.
Neither pain nor pleasure ever came from outside. Stimuli may come from outside. Pain came from inside, pleasure came from inside, isn't it?
Yes.
Joy came from inside, misery came from inside. Stimuli may come from outside. Agony and ecstasy also came from inside, isn't it? All human experience comes from within you. What is coming from within you, if that doesn't come the way you want, isn't that a major derailment of life?
Yes.
That's what we need to fix. But we are trying to fix the world all the time. No, world is not the problem. Yes, some things need to change. We will work on that. But without you and me being well, how will the world be well? It's just a joke.
Today, what helps us fix ourselves? Is it yoga?
What? I'm sorry?
Yoga? What are some…
I'm afraid to use the word yoga in United States.
Okay.
Because people think yoga means roll up a mat, keep it under your armpit, and wear Lululemon pants and go to that fancy place and twist and turn and look like a leftover noodle. That is not… I'm not saying that's not yoga at all, but I'm saying that's a very rudimentary understanding of yoga. The word yoga means union. Yog means union. What needs to be united here? We already went through this. Your breath, your exhalation and trees exhalation, inhalation, all happening together. Suppose you sat here and actually experienced it. This is what I did with people. Because a UN agency came and said, the southernmost… Are you familiar with India?
A little bit.
Been there?
Yes.
Which part?
Mumbai.
Okay. Further south is Tamil Nadu. Chennai, you heard of Chennai?
No.
Bangalore?
Yes.
Okay. So further south, the southernmost state in the country is called Tamil Nadu, which is where our center is right now. I'm from close to Bangalore, a city called Mysore, but our center is in Tamil Nadu, which is the southernmost tip of India. This whole aspect of what we call as yoga, I was just looking at this and one day some UN experts came to Tamil Nadu. I got to meet them and they said in the next… This is in late 90s, not even late 90s, mid-90s. They said by 2025, 60% of Tamil Nadu will become a desert. I said, what? It's one of the richest agricultural states, among the richest. We have agricultural history of over 12,000 years. Same land we've been tilling. 4 crops in a year we take. Rich lands. And these guys are saying, in 25, 30 years you'll become a desert, 60%. As I don't believe anybody's anything, I want to see myself. So I just drove across Tamil Nadu, crisscrossed. And then I saw what they were saying was not right, that it'll happen much sooner. Because three major rivers had gone dry, dozens and dozens of tributaries have gone dry completely. People are taking sand home, they've built homes on the riverbeds. And when you go and test the soil, it's all becoming sand. Soil is becoming sand. And I go to the coastal regions and see people have emptied the whole villages and gone somewhere because the marine ingress is happening. That is, the marine water has come into wells and sweet water has turned salty, so people have left and gone elsewhere to cities. I thought, wow, it's not going to go till 2025. Then I checked, the national aspiration in India is 33% green cover should be there in every state. But Tamil Nadu had 16.5%. So I made a simple barefoot calculation. This many thousand square kilometers and of land, so how many trees you have to plant to make it 33%? So I came up with a number, 114 million trees if you plant in the next 6 years' time, in the next 12 to 15 years' time, you will have 33% green cover. That means we would have prevented this desertification. But how to plant? So I call a small group of people and say, hey, we need to plant 114 million trees. They roll their eyeballs. Sadhguru, do you know what is 114 million? How many zeros in that? How can anybody plant 114 million trees? Then I asked, what's the population? 62 million. So if all of us plant one tree today, take care of it for 2 years and plant one more, we got the number. Just that we don't do it, that's all our problem is. So I got a few thousand people. I know they won't get the point if I just say, around 11:30 I met them. All Tamil people, small town, rural people, everything. Nicely they get washed up and put fresh clothes and silk saris and everything, women, children, everybody came and sat. The meeting is in open place, where it's hot, 11 o'clock sun. They're all sitting and sweating. I came and I also sat there in the sun. I'm simply gossiping with them, letting them burn down a little bit. After initially they're laughing, happy, I'm telling them so many things. Then slowly they're wilting away, the sun. They're looking at me like this, what's wrong with Sadhguru? He's just making us sit. Close by there are huge rain trees, about 5 trees, which each tree covers more than 3/4 of an acre. That kind of massive trees.
Wow.
They're right there. But I'm sitting in the sun. They're also sitting in the sun, wilting away. They're looking at me, something, he's lost it or something. I made him sit there for about 1.5 hours to 1 hour 45 minutes. When I saw everybody was like wilting away, I said, come. And we walked and went and sat under the tree. A tree is such a fantastic thing. If you really burn down in the sun, you go under the tree, fresh life comes into you. I said, is this nice? Yes, very nice. I said, this is all we need to do. And I made them sit down and do a certain kind of meditative process where I made them experience what you exhale, this tree is inhaling. What the tree exhales, you're inhaling. They sat like this, breathing, breathing, breathing. Now you can't stop them from planting trees. Because suddenly you realize 1/2 of your lungs is hanging out there. This is yoga, that you realize there is a union. So if this happens, how can this happen? Can we do a little experiment with you?
Yup.
Uncross your legs. See, with your eyes closed, hold your palms like this and for about 2 minutes, brisk, eyes closed. Now, hold the palms about 4 inches away from each other. Eyes closed. You notice something happening between your hands?
Feels like opposite magnets.
Hmm?
Feels like magnets.
Whatever, some sensation beyond your physical body, right? Yeah?
Yes.
So, there is a sensation beyond your body just because of brisk action. But please, you can open your eyes. You have definitely, because you've been in those situations, you have seen people losing limbs. Unfortunately, either because of road accidents or in the battles and wars, unfortunately, these things happen. Somebody lost a limb. The leg may be gone, but they still have sensations of a non-existent leg. Yes?
Yes, I do.
It's called the phantom leg. That means beyond the physical body, there is a sensory body. Your sensation is the outermost part of who you are, isn't it? So right now we'll do a simple experiment. Just touch this and see. Your right hand touch your left hand. Is that you?
Yes.
Yes. Touch this furniture and see. Is that you?
No.
How do you know?
Because I can't feel.
Here there is sensation, here there is no sensation. So what is the definition of yourself? Whatever is within your sensation, boundaries of your sensation, is you. Whatever is outside the boundaries of your sensation is not you, isn't it?
Correct.
Right now, this bottle of water is sitting there. Is that me?
No.
If I drink it, does it become me?
Yes.
What happened? All I did was, what was in the bottle, I put it into the boundaries of my sensation. Suddenly it's me, isn't it? Suddenly, everything that we have eaten and consumed became us because it came into the boundaries of our sensation. So what is within the boundaries of sensation is you. What is outside the boundaries of sensation is not you. That's the fundamental definition of your experience of myself. Let us say you are 100 kilograms. And you came to me, I made you 75 kilograms. I can do that to anybody without any more drugs or medicine. So I made you 75 kilograms. Will you go about searching where is my 20 kilograms, 25 kilograms of Shawn? No, it's not you anymore because it went outside the boundaries of sensation. This is the fundamental definition of your experience of yourself. What is within the boundaries of sensation is you. What is outside the boundaries of sensation is not you. Now, suppose I taught you a simple way where you can make the boundaries of your sensation as large as Tennessee. Let's not go that far. I made it as large as this room, let's say. Now I am also in the boundaries of your sensation. Now you experience me as a part of yourself. You experience everything animate, inanimate as a part of yourself. Once you experience me and everything around you as a part of yourself, do I have to teach you, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not do this, thou shalt not do that?
No.
What is part of you? You anyway do your best, isn't it? This is yoga. Yoga means you experienced beyond your physical limitations that what I thought was myself, suddenly I realized what is me is not just this, one half of my lungs is hanging out on the tree, this, everything, because I expanded the boundaries of my sensation, or I opened it in such a way that the entire cosmos is a part of me, then we say you're a yogi. If you experience whole creation as a part of yourself, then we say you're a yogi, otherwise you're a yoga practitioner. If you twist and turn, you don't become a yogi. Anyone who twists and turns, they call themselves yogis. No. You must know some sense of union. You might not have heard the word yoga in your life, but you sat there and felt one with everything. You are a yogi. You understand? This is not because of a certain practice. If you didn't have enough sense, we'll teach you practice. Otherwise, if you have enough sense that if you're not too identified with this and that you've grown up with, if you simply open your eyes and look at the world, you will be one with everything. Just human intelligence is capable of this. This is why we call you a being, not a creature. That you should know how to be.
Makes sense. It sounds like you're saying that a lot of problems with humanity come from, maybe all problems with humanity come from an identity crisis. Am I wrong?
Let me read this for you. This is another poem.
Okay.
So nirgun, that means attributeless. As there is nothing I truly call as mine, neither this body nor any body, neither this world nor the other, neither friends nor foes belong. No fear of losing, no anticipation of gain. Here I am a transparence without substance, a presence without persona, a being without self. Hence activity has become stillness. The din of the world, my silence. The very cosmos, my being. This is yoga.
The very cosmos, my being.
Yep. This is yoga. That means you're one with everything in your experience. Not as an ideology, not as an intellectual thought, but a living experience. Because your living experience is determined by where you hold your sensory body.
So how do you know when you've achieved that?
It's not an achievement. It's a homecoming. Even physically, if you look at it, the soil that you're walking upon and the body that you carry as mine are the same thing, isn't it? Will we get it now and transform ourselves? Or one day, shall we get it from the maggots and become good manure? This is a choice we have. If we get it now, our life could transform. We could walk with much more sensitivity on this planet. Otherwise, we still make good manure. I'm saying it's not necessarily wasted.
I guess what I'm asking is how would somebody know that they have become one with everything?
See, even if you don't have eyes, sun comes up, you know, isn't it? Tells you in so many ways. There's no question of missing it.
Okay.
But